Hey, what is up, Survivor Gang? Welcome back to another 7 Days to Die video. It's been a little while since I've been active on YouTube, but we are coming back with some content. Welcome to my base. This is actually the 2024 base. I am currently working on the new 2025 base, and that will be both made to take on players and NPCs. Of course, we'll show that later on in the future, so that won't be soon. But right now, I'm going to give you guys a base tour of what we do have and what we use for Horde Night. And now, I'm no professional Horde Night survivor, but I do know and learned a lot of tricks over the past several months, ever since Update 1.0 came out. So, let's get started. I'll show you the Horde Night section later, but basically, our base, it's more cube looking, but it also has a bunch of odd angles and stuff. But also we were experimenting on how we want it to look and how it should perform, all that good stuff. So clearly we have a trench around our base. We did have spikes down here at one time, but that took a lot of resources, which I suggest not doing. Maybe toward the beginning of your games when you start and you don't have many weapons and items to defend yourself, I would suggest using spikes. We have a drawbridge that lifts up and down. It has a 10-second timer, and then when the camera does not have me in its sights, it will close the bridge like so. And it'll see me, so I'm not gonna, just bear with me here. I have a switch for the electrical fence that goes around the perimeter, but often enough we don't really needed that to take on the zombies because they do follow the horde path. And it's important to have a horde path because if you don't, you will be overwhelmed and you won't know where the zombies are digging and coming, or where they're coming from to attack you. So obviously you have that power to a generator, and the generator also operates the drawbridge connected to the camera. And this thing sometimes glitches out because this game is good about glitches as well. So this is our garage, I would say. We have a little section here. I have a water cooler, just place up there for the heck of it. And we have two motorcycles, me and my friend. We store them here because it's just the best spot for it. And then obviously we park our 4x4 truck right here in the garage. And then we just have random sleeping bedrolls here because we never moved them since we built this base. And obviously this section is built with cobblestone. However, since I'm creating and/or in the progress of a brand new and more highly secured base, there's no point wasting resources on upgrading the cobblestone to concrete, or steel for that matter. So we obviously have a security door on the opposite side of the bridge. We have a couple turrets just placed here, and obviously all around the perimeter we have just a fence to go around it, just to stop the flying vultures. So we go up the stairs here. This will be the second level. We have dew collectors that my friend has placed down, and he is basically my chef because he cooks most of the food. Unless we're low on food, then I have to cook some. And this is basically all the second floor is used for, besides the Horde Night section. We'll just save that for last. Like I said, we have a little catwalk balcony here above the bridge. I thought that was just kind of cool. We go up the stairs again, and we have the third floor. This is obviously our crafting room, storage, etc. So I have a generator that controls the lighting system and security door of the Horde Night room. So if I turn that off, some things will be off and the lights will be off, which is fine because I have torches lighting up the third floor. I'll tell you why in a little bit. And then I have a generator, which is used for Horde Night, the Horde Night pathing, which controls the electrical wires. So I make sure I turn that on when Horde Night starts, or when a random horde comes from a screamer screaming her guts out. Here we have the crafting room. We have all our storage crates on one side, with a workshop next to it, and a chemistry station on the opposite. And then we have our helipad. Then we have the lockers, which have storage units for different players, allies of course. We have a stash that we put items in to eventually take to the trader to sell. So it's just that way, you know, keep things organized and we know what we're selling to the trader, we make money as we travel. There's a little cooking section. We have 2 forges because this is the only place I figured I could place them to where they're not in the way. And we have dart traps, a dart trap system, which obviously is used for Horde Night. So yeah, we have all our storage units organized along here. We'll go through the door, and this is our helipad. And it definitely needed to make it to where the helicopter can land and take off, because it's not a modern helicopter where it, you know, levitates and, you know, floats up and down. No, it needs some, you know, you need aerodynamics to get yourself up in the air. It's more of those, you know, it's what you would expect for a makeshift gyrocopter. So there's that, and we have our pretty landing pad. And we have a switch here which controls the lighting on the helipad. And that's pretty much it for the 3rd floor. Obviously up here we have spikes to control the vultures when they land, because they do land right up top, and a generator for a turret to shoot down at the zombies on the Horde path. Yeah, we're going to enter the Horde Night tunnel now. It is obviously behind a security door, so zombies happen to break through the traps and stuff, and the reinforced metal siding here. We have a backup system. Obviously you can have more than this, especially if you're playing on a higher difficulty, which we will in the future. This is normal difficulty, but I do plan to have more challenging hordes because this game is, I find it very fun. So my friend does too. It's one of our favorite games. So a couple lights just that kind of light up the place a little bit. We have a couple turrets we place here for when we get overwhelmed, you know, extra firepower. It don't hurt. We have the main section where zombies flood in and they get hit by the hammer turrets, and then they walk in, they hit the tripwire, which slows them down, then they'll get chopped by 4 blades, and then they will head up here. If they're still alive, they will get shocked again with the wire, and then we can just head right up here and shoot them with shotguns or melee weapons, obviously. Melee as much as you can. And usually that takes care of most of them. But I've had a horde recently where they're all rads. Those guys are not fun when your horde's just rads. And we have a door method where if there's too many zombies up here, we just drop the door. But this could be designed a little better. But it is what it is. And obviously we have our, you know, little hatches that we use. You know, a lot of people use this on the internet and in their games because it's helpful. Zombies cannot break through very easy at all, and you have clear vision of shooting them or meleeing them. So that's basically all there is to it for when they come into the horde section. And obviously there's other, you know, we have the dart trap which shoots at them as well. And then obviously we have the generator which operates and the battery bank is connected. They control both the tripwires and the blades. So, and the turret. A storage box, so when we have loot drop in front of us on the opposite side of the hatch, we just have somewhere to put that loot for now. And then on each side of the zombie horde pathing section, we have a little catwalk or just little hidden section where you can still shoot the zombies and, you know, all that stuff. And repair as needed, that's the whole point. Obviously on this side is where I head over to repair the blades or the tripwires as so. It's all in this section, so it's pretty helpful. I repair this tripwire, head over here, repair this one, and then I can peek through the bars and I can repair 3 of the blades. And I just have to go on the other side and repair the 4th blade if it's taken heavy damage. Now, the only downside to this horde section, the blades are exposed. So when demolishers come up in front of us, they want to explode in our faces. They don't explode us. We lose all 4 blades. Pretty easy. Alrighty, before we end the video today, I'm going to show you a little example of how my horde section operates. I'm going to bring a screamer in and everything, and we are going to test it. Obviously, it's been used several times, and once I figured out my Horde Night system, it's worked like a charm every time. The only downside is the zombies get a little bit more difficult each time, because we're obviously progressing. So, yeah, here's some footage of the Horde Night section, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Later, gang.